Let's review Ustrasana, camel pose, which is a backward bend that's going to energize the spine while opening the entire front side of the body, including the abdomen, chest, and shoulders. So we begin this pose standing on our knees with our thighs parallel, legs pointing back with the feet. And we want to keep our thighs vertical throughout this pose as though they're pressed up against an imaginary wall. And one way to ensure that alignment is to place your hands on the back rim of the pelvis. So the heel of your palm is at the upper rim of the pelvis, the fingers are pointing down. So we're not pressing against our lower back, it's actually a little bit lower than that on the sacrum. Nice. And the hands don't just rest there throughout the pose, they play a significant role. We're pressing forward with the hands to keep the thighs vertical, and we're also pressing down slightly to tuck the pelvis as needed to avoid overarching the lower back. Those elbows can be drawn to shoulder distance apart. And on an inhalation, Karen's going to lift up and over, coming into that backward bend as though she's coming over a beach ball. As she exhales, she's not sagging or drooping her weight back. She's staying lifted through the heart center and mid-back while continuing to tuck the pelvis as needed. She's engaging her neck. It's much more challenging to do that, to keep the neck long, than it is to let it drop back sharply. And we do want it in line with the rest of the spine. And then if you're able to come into the full expression, you can reach one hand back at a time to each corresponding heel, doing your best not to twist the torso much here. And in the full pose, she's keeping the chest open without closing off the backside. If the neck tires, you can either tuck the chin to the chest or glide the chin back toward the back of the head. Beautiful. And this pose helps us to create length, openness, space throughout the spine and torso as we open ourselves to life and to grace, mentally affirming with calm faith, I open to thy light. And to exit, she can use an inhalation to reach one arm forward and up, using that momentum to help her come back to upright before she exhales, releases the buttocks down either into firm pose or resting in child pose to give her lower back a release. Now there are some variations. If you have difficulty reaching back and accessing your heels, then just keep the hands on the back rim of the pelvis. You can still get a dynamic backward bend in what we might call easy camel. You also have the option of curling the toes under. If you're trying to reach those heels, curling the toes under can help bring them a little bit closer to you, making the pose more accessible. Beautiful. And then to exit, you can inhale as you reach back up. And again, exhale into a comfortable neutral position to integrate the effects of Ustrasana, camel pose.